The second brain structure of interest to us is the Paleolimbic brain. It is the home of some of our unconscious scripts, inherited from our education, which regulate our life. There where the reptilian brain was aimed at the survival of the individual, the Paleolimbic brain is responsible for the survival of the group. Now, scientists used to believe that in evolutionary terms it developed with the emergence of the first mammals who decided to live in herds. That is not correct, however, as it is also found with other vertebrates. Besides the question of its origins, its purpose is clear. Living together maximized the chances of survival of a group, however social life needed to be regulated. In order to do so, the Paleolimbic brain defines the position of the individual towards the group. This translates into two key concepts that are regulated here: our self-confidence and our trust in others. So self-confidence and trust. We put them on two axes. In the middle we will find assertiveness. Here an individual finds balance. He or she doesn't have too much self-confidence or trust, neither does he or she lacks it. Now wait a minute. Too much self-confidence? How can someone have too much confidence? Well, it's all a matter of words or semantics, if you will. With the neurocognitive and behavioral approach, we defined a tipping point where confidence in oneself turns into "I am entitled to more than others." This belief that we are better for whatever reason, it may be because we have more money, better looks, a bigger car, whatever. That belief is for us too much self-confidence. Once we agree on the words that we speak about the same concepts, we can work with them. So in the middle we have assertiveness. Here people can say yes to things they want and refuse things they don't want. Too much self-confidence is what we call dominance. Now, dominance is not, as one may think, about yelling and overpowering the other. In its mild form, it's all about manipulation and seduction. The dominant person can be very charming and nice. The thing is, it's not genuine. They do so to obtain favors, to get what they want. For the dominant person, others are evaluated in terms of utility. They will use them to obtain their goal, whatever that may be. In its most extreme form, excessive self-confidence leads to a narcissistic personality disorder. A lack of self-confidence we call submissiveness. Submissiveness is a real burden. Whenever something turns out well, they feel they were lucky. If something goes wrong, the submissive person will feel it's their fault. If you compare that to a dominant person, every success they feel is their doing, and failure is always due to others. The dominant person is totally incapable of admitting mistakes or taking responsibility, as in their opinion they are so superior to everyone else. In its most extreme form, submissiveness will lead to melancholic depression. On the other axis, the one of trust in others, we will call someone who is lacking trust to be marginal. You probably heard about conspiracy theories. Did you know that 4% of the population of the United States actually believes that shape-shifting reptilian people control our world by taking on human form and control our governments? This is a good example of what marginality looks like. In its extreme form, it turns into paranoia. Too much trust in others we will call axiality. Have you ever received a mail from people claiming to need your help to free large sums of money, of which you would receive your share, of course? Now, over the years, this one has known many versions, from a bank to the lottery and even political dissidents. I once received a mail supposedly from the daughter of Colonel Gaddafi, the ex-dictator of Libya. These, of course, are scams. An assertive person wonders who would ever fall for that. Well, actually, actual people do. They have an excessive trust in others, which leads to gullibility. The people sending out those mails know that. Their mail isn't intended for assertive people. They prey on the actuals among us. In its most extreme form, axiality becomes mystical delirium. The Paleolimbic is quite an archaic structure of the brain. It can learn and evolve, however, it does so very slowly. Any person with a lack of self-confidence could testify. It's not something you can solve over the weekend. Any person claiming to be able to grow your self-esteem in a record time is a fraud. It is a physical impossibility. The Paleolimbic brain cannot evolve that fast. It has never been observed until now. The only exception to this rule are traumatizing events like mugging or, heaven forbid, rape, which can shatter your self-confidence in seconds. However, a quick shift is always downwards, never upwards. We can recognize the reptilian brain is active because people react in 3 stress modes. When the Paleolimbic brain is active, we will see people behaving in a very territorial way. It's all about power games. Above all, it's the dominant behavior that is the most problematic. It's actually quite easy to spot. It goes from peacock or macho behavior over bullying to all types of harassment. As said before, these people never question their own behavior and thus never learn. There is good news though. Just as in the animal kingdom, it is rare to find alpha males fighting to death over a female or a herd. They will try to impress and intimidate. Sometimes they will actually fight. However, fights usually don't last long. It's more probing and trying, checking out the strength of the other. Once it's established the other one is stronger, they will disengage. Why? Well, getting wounded is very dangerous. Even a small wound can get infected. Predators and prey alike need to be able to run as fast as they can, so they need to minimize dangerous situations. The Paleolimbic brain works with the same logic. It tries to impress and intimidate. However, it is actually quite a coward. From the moment it feels firm resistance, it will try once, twice, now maybe 3 times, then it will disengage. This is great news for people having to deal with a dominant person in their surroundings, particularly when dominance is combined with marginality. Why, you ask? Well, this combination leads easily to jealousy, which can potentially ruin a happy relationship. So to summarize the Paleolimbic brain, this brain structure is responsible for the survival of the group and works around 2 axes, self-confidence and trust. When activated, the Paleolimbic makes us quite territorial. We can become dominant, submissive, marginal or actual.